up, my dog?
What's good, man?
What's up with you? I talked to Bud earlier.
For real?
Yeah.
You good? What's good, man?
Yes, sir.
What's up, babe? I was good.
Them cats fight at 135, but they hit you 18 times before you get one off.
Real quick. You watch football?
Shit, I stopped. I ain't gonna lie, no disrespect to y'all,
Nah, it's
but that shit been kind of looking rigged sometimes. Like,
So you think football looks more rigged than boxing?
but I guess cause I'm in it. So.
Yeah.
It was one Super Bowl I seen. I want to say the Seahawks played the Patriots, and at the end of the game, they had Marshawn Lynch, and they decided to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And they was done for me right there. It was over. I couldn't
What was that,
believe it.
15?
Yeah, that's our dude, Sean.
Yeah.
He just was on Club Shay Shay and he talked about it.
He said he laughed at Pete
He
Carroll.
was like, he looked in the face and laughed at him like, God damn, you don't think I can get a yard?
But that changed that whole legacy, though, of that team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Because if they win that one, you got two.
I hung it up right there. I said, nah, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Something had to be going on.
Hold up, limitless. Take a stomach, cat pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On a mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Trust, limitless. Take a stomach, cat pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On a mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key.
Welcome to the Pivot, Shakur. We got my boy Chan, Freddie T, I'm RC. I'm excited to sit down with you. I think we just start right away. Man, you from Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm there often. I lived in Jersey for a couple of years. There's a lot of things there, bro, that could get to you or you could get into that could derail you from a dream.
Yeah.
Shoot, your grandfather said, man, he watched you shadow box
Yeah.
at a young age, watching Tuesday night fights.
Yeah.
You know, you always said you wanted to be a champion. How were you able to navigate those streets, bro, and stay focused on the goal of becoming an Olympian and from that point becoming a champion?
I think it strictly got to do with passion. I want to say my passion kind of took over as a kid. My love for the sport of boxing took over. And I always wanted to be better than what I was. And I continued to chase that from like a young kid to this day till now. So my passion kind of kept me away from doing things that I didn't want to do. And I ended up doing all the things that I wanted to do as far as boxing and chase my dreams.
Like RC's talking about, that fight of being great. Like, it's easy, it's cool to say,
Yeah.
I want to be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be great. And then as you move up and you start seeing it, you start really whooping dudes' asses that want to be great as well.
Yeah.
And then you become what you are. Why do we need to talk to you about what you do?
Because I'm a winner at the end of the day. I've been winning my whole life. Like I said, my passion for the sport of boxing, my love for the sport of boxing, I'm not one of them fighters that's going to tell you I don't want to box for the rest of my life. And I want to box as long as I could because I love the sport of boxing. So the moment I stop liking and loving the sport is when I'll be done. But as of like right now, I can't think about no retirement. I can't think about none of that stuff because I want to be one of the greatest. I want at the end of my legacy to say, I put myself in the history books as one of the greatest fighters to ever do it. And honestly, I'm competing with Floyd. I remember Floyd said something where he said, there will never be another fighter like me ever again. So I understand his confidence and I love it, but I want to compete. I want to compete with what he said. I want to try to show him that there will be a fighter that can come here and take over and dethrone and do all the things that you've done and more.
One of my Florida boys, another legend, Roy Jones, just saw a video he made on ESPN Ringside where he said what's wrong with boxing is everybody's scared to lose. You don't want to win because you're scared to lose. If you don't fight the best, then you'll never have an opportunity to be great. And the other part of that was you want to be the best, you got to take that test. If you don't take that test, you can't claim or profess to be the best. Why are people scared to fight you?
I done been in the ring with a lot of fighters. Like I done been in the gyms and got to spar with fighters. I think the thing is fighters talk. You'll know like who the best and who not the best when you go in them gyms, and it may be a fighter there that may have seen me spar somebody that they thought was good and I probably done some things to them. I think it just come down to fighters, rather than wanting to challenge themselves, they feel as though the best thing to do is to keep their O. So a lot of people would rather fight somebody else rather than fight me.
Your O is professional for sure, but that's not your entire story. You were a young man who dreamed of going to the Olympics because someone you admire, Andre Ward, was at least coming up on your time of getting an opportunity, was the last to win a
Olympic
gold medal. You know, and you get this opportunity in Rio and you get outpointed in a split decision. What was that feeling like for you, man? Having that dream, getting to that point of the Olympics where you wanted to be, a step away from the gold, and then to fall a little bit short.
Man, that moment was so crazy. Like, I remember that day. I want to say that day, it felt like somebody died. Like, it felt like it was a funeral. Like, it didn't make no sense to me because it's like I put everything into trying to achieve one goal. Like, I wanted to become an Olympic gold medalist, and I think I gave it all I got. But now that I look back on it, I did do some wrongs, and I did should have took my discipline a little bit more serious, I guess. But in that moment, that was like the biggest loss in the world. It hurt me so bad, mentally, physically. After that happened, I done took months off because I felt bad for myself. And like I said, I take boxing so serious. So being that when it happened, it just broke my heart.
You can see the emotion for sure.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, how did that loss shape you as a person and as a boxer?
I think that loss was the best thing that happened to me. Like, I think now I still feel it while I'm in training camp where I don't want to do nothing wrong. I want to make sure I do everything right when I go inside the ring and train my hardest and be 100%. I think that my talent kind of got me over to the finals. Now, when I fight, when I get ready for these fights, I'm training my hardest. I'm making sure I do everything that I'm supposed to do because I don't like failure. I don't like losing. Like, I hate losing. Like, that's the worst thing to me. So at any fight, you're going to see me do whatever it takes to win.
And, bro, you know, we talked to a lot of boxers. We done talked to
Bud,
Devin Haney. We done talked to all the dudes. And it's like I don't want to say a facade, but it's a thing you need. That thought of what you have to be in the ring and what you have to be to the world. How do you balance all of that? Because the swag got to be there because you about to go in there with, you know what I'm saying? Like, you and another grown man about to try to whoop each other's ass.
Facts.
But that confidence got to be there. But you just said after the Olympic loss, like you had to refocus. What's that like internally saying, okay, I have to be humble with yourself, but also I got to still have this confidence of there's going to be another grown man trying to whoop my ass.
I got like the privilege to watch other great fighters. So after my Olympics, I got to see Andre Ward go in training camp and watch him against Kovalov. And as soon as I seen that and I watched the greatness and everything that went on into training camp, I watched the sparrings, I watched some of the training. I knew right then and there, like, get up. Yeah. Get up. Forget that you down right now. Forget everything that happened. Get up. It's a brighter day. It's a brighter side in front of me. And that kind of woke me up and made me like, okay, go to the gym, work hard, and I want to be where Andre Ward was at. I think that was like the pinnacle of his career. That was the biggest moment. Yeah. Me seeing that woke a future legend up, I think that kind of made me hungrier than ever. And like you said, it's somebody across from you that want to do the same thing. That person want to feed their family just as much as you want to feed your family. So you just got to train hard. Like, you got to train very hard. You got to take boxing serious. It can't just be a boxing is not, like, no disrespect, seasonal. It's not seasonal. It's 24/7 boxing. You can't go out and do things that other people your age probably is doing. Some people do it, some people get away with it, but for me, I learned from a lot of the greats. I know, like, sit down, chill, wait your turn, and as you get older, you'll have a little bit more fun.
Waiting your turn is difficult, though. Yeah. Right? Especially when you look at this day and age of boxing, which I feel is starting to return to the glory days where you had Leonard, you had Hagler, you had Hearns, and it was all the people you would go see where the smaller weight classes were where the big fights were. And we're starting to see some of those fights made. And you talk about waking up a future legend. What makes you stand out in this bunch, right? Everybody, the Devin Haney talk, you said, shoot, I bet he won't come back down to 135 and try me.
Fact.
What makes you so confident in something like that where you could say Devin Haney, who is also undefeated, wouldn't come down and fight you?
I've been who I am my whole career. Like I've been like this since I was a kid. I've been a winner. Like really go back and do your homework on who was running stuff in the amateurs. Like
They ain't gonna cut you for cursing.
I'm gonna cross the leg. Yeah,
but I'm
talk
saying
your
like
shit,
who was
bro.
really running shit from like the jump. Like I've been him. Like I've been that person. So God ain't bring me this far to bring me this far. So I 100% believe in myself. I done put myself in situations like I'm the type of person. I'm gonna put myself in the craziest situations inside that boxing gym, from sparring 47 to 54 pounders and people that's way bigger than me. I'm putting myself in situations that way when the moment comes in, I'm ready. I'm not running, I'm not folding. However it go, it's gonna go that way, and I'm gonna be 100% prepared for the moment.
We talking about waiting for your opportunity to get in the ring. There's a lot of things floating on Instagram where, like you in the background, you know, they see you like these memes popping up when you're at these fights. It's like you ready.
Yeah.
But, you know, in 2017, 18, and 19, you had 4 fights a year. And then it started going down to 2 fights. And I'm looking at that a few different ways because when you're younger and I don't want to say you weren't proven, you're climbing a ladder, right?
Yeah.
And then when you're getting good, now you're not getting as many fights,
Yeah.
right? You don't turn down any smoke. I don't see you run away from nobody.
Facts.
And that's what I love about it. Like you want action right now. What do you think it is though? Why can't you have as many fights now as you were getting, you know, those previous years?
If it was up to me, I'll be fighting at least 3 times a year. I love boxing. I love to fight. I think that's more so a top rank question. That's more so a promotional question. You got to ask with top rank, why am I not fighting 3 times a year?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I'll fight any date they give me. Like I'm ready to go. So I can't really give you no real answer because I'm not the powers behind the scenes. But if it was up to me, I'll be fighting every weekend.
I can see it in your eyes. I can definitely see it.
I like that question, Fred, because there is it's a business side of it.
Yeah.
And then it's just young dudes. So it's funny we were talking before. Like football, you get on the team and you do what the team wants. You play like the schedule's already set. But bro, like I call it your ecosystem. Like you an ecosystem. Like you pay people bills, people live off you.
Facts.
But the politics of it, and when you're younger, you can fight 3 times a year. But then you have to lead up to it. Like that transition to a young black man that has to figure out the business side of life. I don't want to say on the other side, but has to figure out the side. Like if you fight 3 times a year, you're not as big as a Floyd, who's a friend of ours.
Yeah.
So figuring out the business side of what you are as a entity, as a business, and that's what your name brings right now.
Sure.
You're a business. Have you figured out that? And how is it hard to navigate that?
I'm still in the process of learning every single thing. Next year my contract is up with Top Rank, so then we gonna see where we go from there. If Top Rank wanna up the numbers, cause price is gonna go up regardless.
Price always go up.
Yeah, price is gonna go up regardless. So we gonna see. But as of like when you talking like the business aspect, I'm just sitting back. I'm learning right now. I'm taking my notes, doing my homework on like the older people and what they done in their situations. And like I said, that's another fight within itself. So I want to be prepared for that when the time comes. But as of right now, we got to focus on November the 16th with Edwin. We got a guy in front of us that want to beat me so bad. So I got to stay focused on him.
Yeah, speaking of that, you know, because we've been talking about making fights. You had a fight that was supposedly supposed to happen with Frank Martin that didn't even get signed, right? The contract is sent, it's not signed. I don't know how much of that you could share, but what is that like for a fighter where it's a fight that people seemingly want, that we think is gonna be a good fight, that sets people up for the next step? We hear about it for a week, Saturday comes and it's over. What are the steps in that happening and how much does that affect you?
That was so frustrating. Like that frustrated me so much. Just being the fact that because honestly, Frank Martin was a guy that never was on my list. I never really thought about Frank Martin just because he never really done nothing in the sport of boxing. Like Frank Martin main come up right now is Errol Spence. He's under Errol Spence. So we all know Frank Martin through Errol Spence. But truth be told, like I never really had him on a list of people that I wanted to fight. So when once the fight got accepted, the public got excited.
Yeah.
Everybody got excited. I'm sitting back, I'm like, okay, so they think this is gonna be a test, and I'm in the gym training hard, and I'm ready. Like, let's make it happen. Okay, let's do it. That's what I like to see.
Right.
And it fell out. That was more so on Frank Martin part. I know the details. The details, I done put it out there already enough. A lot of people get to see. He came up with his own excuses, but that wasn't. If y'all understand boxing, y'all know the business. Y'all know if somebody accept the fight and say, okay, we're going to fight, and then pull out of the fight, whose side is it?
Yep.
I would never accept the fight and say, oh no, I'm not fighting, because he already accepted it. What did you accept it for?
Right.
Meaning somebody on your team must have felt, okay, it's time, let's make this fight happen, or
Right.
they was more so ready, but I think maybe he had little cold feet.
No, that's real. Like, I mean, but that's the other thing that's different about our sport as opposed to yours. Other people make our schedule, right? You play the teams that are on your schedule, and there's a way that works, and they set it up. For you guys, it is accepting fights. It is putting yourself in the best position to continue to ascend. For you, is there ever a time, or has there ever been a time where there was a fight on the table and you were like, nah, I don't really want to fight that guy? Or was it always, if this the next guy, the best up, I'm gonna take him?
Like I said before, when I say I've been in the amateur system where you got to show up and you don't know who you fighting. And and when you go to nationals and worlds and the Olympics, you're showing up to tournaments and stuff like that. You don't know who you fighting. You just getting prepared and trying to be the best person at the tournament. My entire career, even when you ask people in the boxing world of fighters, I done sparred with everybody. I done traveled 4 hours and 5 hours just to go spar with the best people that I could find to spar with. So, it ain't never been no time where I'm like, oh, we don't want to fight that guy because that guy is the guy.
Yeah.
It's not time yet. It ain't never been that with me, because I believe in myself. Like, I believe.
I love that.
100%. You put me in front of any fighter that's fighting the same weight class as me, I'm gonna beat you.
I love that.
Because I train harder than you.
We've had a bunch of boxers on the show, and they say touch. They were like, yeah, I had to touch him. Errol, we had Errol on the show before.
Yeah.
We had Bud on the show. We had a bunch of guys on the show, and then like we had to touch him. But you're talking about like the Olympics where you just got to go whoop anybody's ass that walks in front of you.
The best people.
The best.
The best of the best.
Does it help you to know who you're fighting? Because then you strategize, then you get your perfect sparring partner. If he's a jabber, you get a jabber and all that. Or when you going to fight somebody, you got to stay inside yourself and whoop somebody's ass.
Nah, I think now, like, it's a whole different ball game than, like, the amateurs. Because the professionals now, you get to see the person you fighting. I never really watched tape. My last fight was the first fight I actually sat down and looked at somebody that I was fighting. That's the fight everybody act like that wasn't a good opponent.
You wore his ass out.
Yeah, but I looked at him. I seen him. And then when I got in the ring, he was the same person I watched on film.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this. I prepared for it. So I think that it definitely helped. Now, being that I'm a professional, I get a certain amount of time to get ready for somebody once a contract is signed. And honestly, I think it make it a lot easier.
That was kind of what I was asking, to be able to see what's coming.
Yeah.
That helps that much when you can really break down a guy and get sparring partners that fights the way he fights, and now you can prepare for that.
Yeah, but honestly, with the sparring partners part, it's gonna be hard to find certain people. As you get higher in the level, like, it's gonna be hard to find certain styles that's gonna be the same style of the dude you fighting, just because they probably gonna be 9 times out of 10 better, or maybe the person you sparring may even be better. So it's like, I don't know, like, that sparring stuff, I believe you can get people to try to give you that look.
Yeah.
But honestly, you just got to prepare to the best of your ability regardless.
Watching film, making things easier for you. You have 2 legendary boxers in your corner.
Yeah.
Seems that they see something in you.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw in themselves, talking about Bud and Floyd. How have they helped you in your progression that have allowed you to get to the point to where you are now?
I can't let you say Bud and Floyd, 2 boxers, and not say Andre Ward.
Well, I apologize.
Because Andre Ward, he's like the person who kind of like, since a kid, since a young pup, he been helping me in business or no business. Andre Ward been right there in my corner.
Okay.
With any questions, like I probably ask him the most questions out of anybody.
Right.
But Bud been right there with me. Me and Floyd, we started getting close over the last year and a half or so. I think that's like a little cheat code that I had like my entire career.
Right.
Where I could run to other great fighters and they could look after me. And you could ask them any question you want. And when it gets hard, Andre Ward and Bud and Floyd been a lot of people that been right there in my corner. So.
You said they help you. We hear your daughter in the back, you know, doing the daughter thing.
Yeah.
How has she helped you? Because, you know, business and work, that can get stressful. You know, and now you're trying to get fights and, you know, you want to show people that you are what you believe you are. And shit can get stressful. And sometimes we have to go back to our loved ones to kind of bring us back to reality and let us know things are going to be okay. How has your baby girl helped you?
I think she came right on time. Like, that was something that kind of woke me up, seeing my baby girl and knowing that I want to make sure she's straight for the rest of her life and never got to worry about nothing.
Right.
It kind of brought me to a level where I want to lock in as much as possible. Like I said, do all the right things. And then when the time come, be prepared for the biggest moments. So she kind of put an extra little battery in my back and make me work a lot harder. When I'm doing my runs, I'm thinking about my daughter. When I'm hitting the bag, when I'm got a sparring day, I'm thinking about my daughter. I know that if I do what I'm supposed to do over these next couple of years, she ain't never gonna have to worry about anything. Right. And I'm gonna make sure she's straight.
I was gonna ask, cause it ain't like that. You gonna have to whoop somebody's ass. You got a daughter now.
Yeah.
Like, when your daughter grows up and she's beautiful, I keep asking to hold her. Nobody gonna let me hold her. Like, yeah, he's not gonna let me hold the baby. I wanna hold the baby.
You can't fight normal humans.
You can't fight normal human beings.
No.
And I don't think I can either, because I have a 10-year-old daughter who's about to be 11. You gonna have to whoop somebody's ass sooner or later for your baby. You gonna put hands on a 13-year-old?
I ain't gonna lie. I might have to like worry about it once the moment happens. Cause like right now, my answer gonna be like, I might be the dad that was off of what's the show with Will Smith and
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Yeah.
When Reggie come to the door.
Yeah, I might have to be that father. For sure. Like I don't know. I can't even think past the age she is right now, because I know it's gonna get harder and harder. And I'm scared for that moment. So
yeah. Our daughters need to hang out together.
Yeah.
So we ain't gotta whoop nobody's ass.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I'm gonna let you whoop their ass so I can stay out of it.
Speaking of your daughter now and thinking about where you want to go in your career and how going there in your career sets her up to have a better life than you had, you're named, or your name comes from Tupac Shakur.
Yeah.
Right? And, you know, but part of starting to fight was that you're from a big family.
Yeah.
You have a lot of siblings.
Yep.
And it was, okay, I want to get my family out of these situations, out of those circumstances. As you're continuing to move up in your career and you're able to help with those things and you're able to be that sort of provider, how much pride do you have in that, knowing where you started?
It's so hard to like look back. I am happy that I done achieved a lot of the things that I put my mind into doing. Cause like you said, when I came up, it was always, I want to get my mother out the trenches. I want to get my little brothers and sisters. I want to make sure that they straight. But we here now, like we good. Everything good. I've been doing my thing as far as when it comes to boxing and being a leader to my family. Yeah. Taking my entire family and putting it on my back and, you know, just putting us in position. Now I think it's just new goals, new stuff come with it. Mm-hmm. My daughter got here. She's definitely one of my biggest motivations. Honestly, seeing like a lot of the people like Floyd and Bud and Andre Ward, just seeing them through their lives and seeing like what they're able to do for their families and provide for their families. It just gives me like more of a motivation to want to be where they at. Just keep providing and keep doing what I'm doing.
Bro, I had to ask, because I always tell the story. My signing, but my first check, I went in the third round. My first check was $588,000 after taxes. And I remember sitting in the car and looking at a $500,000 check and just crying, calling my sister, calling my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told the story before. What was that moment for you when, like, what was the number, what was that check that you were like, this is like generational decisions that has to be made with this money. This is changing my daughters, my mom, my sister, my brothers. This is changing our life.
I thought like that when I made like my first M. Like when I first made my first M, I'm like,
You saw $1 million.
yeah. When I first saw an M, I'm like, yeah. This different. Like it just felt different. Like it felt like I made it. But then it comes like, you got the taxes and everything. You gotta pay the corner people. You gotta pay your chef. You gotta pay all these people. So it's like you just start to learn a little bit more about money and learn like, okay, you gotta take care of your money, take care of all your money, and that's what I'm in the process of doing. I'm just trying to stack up, and one day I'll probably be one of the richest people ever. That's one of my plans.
But you figured it out now. You know what $1 million is. And that's the funny thing is that, like that 588, that initially was I think it was like 750.
Yeah.
And then I saw 750 become 588. And I was like, who the fuck is FICA? You know what I'm saying? Like I saw the taxes side of it. So like, is that a thing that young dudes that make money, young boxers that make money have to figure out?
For sure, cause when I found out, I was so mad. Like I was hot. And the thing is too, my grandfather been telling me years about Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Like he been saying Uncle Sam gonna come and tap your pockets and talk. He be talking mad stuff. I thought he was just talking, but when I finally realized it was when I had to pay the taxes, I'm like, I gotta pay this much money. Like, how? Like, where did this come in at? Why do I have to pay this much? And I was hot, I was mad, but as you start making more money, you start to realize, okay, there's gonna be more to come.
Yeah.
If I can give you any advice, it would be to take care of Uncle Sam first, then take care of yourself. I mean,
because
he gonna get his
it.
anyway.
He gonna get it no matter what.
What are your interests and hobbies outside of boxing? And then are there any business endeavors that you're looking into?
I be trying to get into like certain things with the business, but I be feeling like certain things be taking me away from
boxing.
Yeah, so when I get into that and it's like, I gotta get my focus back on point and stay focused on what's more important and what's gonna provide and feed my family. And I was talking with somebody else, they kind of gave me the advice to put everything into that, and then when your career is over, you'll be able to venture out and look and do a lot more things. But honestly, I think I'm just more so in the stacking mode, like stack up and stay focused on boxing. But as far as hobbies outside of boxing, I'm like a competitor. I like to compete at a bunch of stuff. So I'll probably play ping pong. I'll play basketball. Honestly, after this, I told Bud I want to do a flag football game with his team.
You nice on the field, though? You think you got something?
I used to play safety.
For sure?
Yeah, back in the day.
You weren't hitting nobody, though.
That's what I used to do best.
Yeah?
For sure.
RC plays safety.
Yeah. Hey, man, only the best.
See, but, we look at RC came in, he wasn't totally undersized, but he wasn't a big safety. He was smart.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at your frame, I'm like, boy, I'll give you some business right now. If you had to tackle me, but what, all right, so
Fred,
on the field, you play safety.
Don't get in that ring with him, though. He's gonna knock your ass out.
I ain't getting in the ring with him. I ain't crazy.
He's gonna knock your ass out.
He gonna hit me 28 times to my 2. Nah, but like, what would have been your assets on the field?
It'd probably be my IQ, for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, when I played safety, I was a hell of a safety until our championship game. Like, our championship game, I did some BS.
Hold up. I'm hearing championship game, doing BS. Now I'm thinking 2016 Rio championship. What is it with the championships?
I don't know. But don't think that now. Like I'm
I know you're solid.
I'm a whole different person.
You focused on it now, but those two, how do those two moments correlate?
it was just a learning process with the boxing. I think with football, it was just something I was doing and I was having fun.
Yeah.
But I got tricked. Like the last play of the game, I want to say I got tricked because I'm at safety. So I'm like the last option. And they kind of did like a little reverse. It got me so good. I'm thinking the running back is going up the field with the ball. I'm looking over here. This man got the ball. He running up the field. And by the time I realized it was too late. So the last touchdown kind of happened because of me. But like I said, football was more so a sport. It wasn't just my fault because my coach was doing a lot of BS too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he was kind of.
Don't do that now.
My coach was.
Shakur, don't start blaming it on the coach now.
Nah, he believed in the other player a little bit too much. That's what I feel like. He believed in the player a little bit too much.
What I get from it is you got to watch film. When you watch film, you that much better.
Yeah,
watch film.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I think them two different moments. I think with the Rio situation, it was just, I probably got a little big-headed.
Right.
Feeling like I was just that dude.
You already done it.
Yeah. And once I got in that moment, I believed in myself 100%, but I didn't have like the training preparation to back it up. I didn't feel like I trained as hard as I should have.
Right.
I think that was more so the main thing.
Is that where young boxers will fall? Like they have a little success, but that big picture, the big picture of it, is that where good becomes great?
A lot of the like young boxers, I think the main thing is to stay in the gym. I think that when you start getting like success, you kind of get drifted off, and it becomes so much things that'll come up that'll take you away from boxing. So I think like with the younger generation, I think that they should stay in tune with the boxing, keep boxing first, but don't get big-headed. Like don't feel like you too big to train, or don't feel like you too good to train harder than the next person, because you could have all the talent in the world, as we know, but hard work will beat talent.
If you watch a young boxer, how long does it take you to know like he's special?
It'd take me 2 seconds.
To see a guy box and say,
Yes.
oh, he got something.
I done been around a lot of great young fighters who I done like took under my wing, and you could see them now. Like I ain't gonna get on no names. They know like who they is, and I knew that they were special when I done come over here with me.
Yeah.
We about to do this, we about to do that. Like I knew right then and there, like they was already special fighters. So
Am I too old?
to box,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, bro, like when
I mean, it's depending on what you want to do though. Like if you want to learn how to fight, but like you ain't trying to get in the ring with no Canelos and none of them type dudes.
I'm about 260. Who I got to fight?
Wilder, and all you feel me?
I don't
Just
wanna
chill.
fight him.
she sleep right away.
Oh, yeah, I gonna fight him.
Hey, man. And as it always is, bro, we still partner with DraftKings, and they still trying to give folks these $200 in bonus bets. Any new customer signing up right now, use the promo code PIVOT, place a $5 bet, you get $200 in bonus bets.
And fellas, if you don't win a bet, you have a no sweat bet. If that bet doesn't hit, you get a bonus bet on top of that. Like you say, RC, they're gonna keep us in the game.
Hey, my job is easy. RC said it, Channing said it. All you need is this. Hey, and if the sports book isn't in your area, don't worry. You can still make money with DraftKings Daily Fantasy. Go get it.
Listen, DraftKings Sportsbook, get your mobile app out, download it right now. Any new customer using the promo code PIVOT, you place a $5 bet, you get $200 in bonus bets. Back to the show.
Shakur, the place in my life where I started to feel good about football was when I could look across the field, or after the game, coaches coming up to me, other players coming up to me, or if the OGs would say, hey man, I watched you play, I love your game. And like now, even in this business, when you get people that have done it for a long time and that have excelled, who look at the work I'm doing and say, hey man, I love what you're doing, man, keep it up, keep representing. I would figure it's the same thing for boxing. You looked up to Andre Ward. Yeah. Now Andre Ward is your OG. Yeah. Bud Crawford, one of the best fighters I think to have ever lived, is someone that also is in your corner. The Floyd Mayweathers. What are some of the conversations like with those people who have reached those heights of success about staying humble as you are continuing to become one of the best fighters in the world?
It's a lot of conversation. Like it's so many different conversations that I done had. When I say with Bud, I learned a lot more from watching Bud. Like I was around Bud a lot of my career coming up, I got to see what he done outside the ring, or how like Bud, like people don't even know how confident Bud is.
Oh, we know.
Like his confidence is crazy through the roof. Like, but the thing is too, like I done seen him do so many different things where I see like his confidence, it make him who he is. So just picking up on that definitely tells me keep doing what I'm doing. The conversation I done had with Andre Ward done been in my ear. He done showed me how to do every little trick to make sure that I'm doing all the right things to stay ready for my fights. And I appreciate him. I appreciate Bud. Them dudes definitely helped me out in my career. And I'm glad I got like them in my life.
Before this started, I saw you, the relationship you've had with Bud. And so I just hit him up like, hey man, what's some questions, if you were interviewing Shakur, what's some questions you would have? One question he told me to ask you was, how do you feel you've been marketed and promoted thus far in your career?
I mean, I feel like I've been marketed pretty well and promoted pretty well. I think that I do a good job marketing and promoting myself. I'm good at like putting my business out there. I'm good at selling the biggest fights. Put me in one of the biggest fights. I bet you that I have so many different people wanting to watch just because of what I done said or what I done told them. So the difference is like I'm not like one of the people that don't believe in what I'm selling. Like I really truthfully tell y'all right now that I think that I'm the best fighter in boxing. That's my opinion. I believe that. The world got their choice whether they want to follow it or, but they gonna see.
This is one I'm interested in. So I don't know a lot about the different skills of boxing like that, right? I remember going into Spence and Crawford, we sat with Errol and Channing asked him about boxing IQ. And Errol basically said, it's not that people think he's smarter than me, it's that people think he's more talented than me. And then now that Bud has ascended into like the consciousness of the world, now you're like, oh, dude could throw a football. Oh, he could wrestle. He could hoop.
But he could do all these
right,
things.
Yeah, but he's been doing all of those things. But like that, I think that's part of it, to be able to do all of these different things. He told me to ask you again, this is the Bud Crawford section or session of the show. If there was one skill you'd be willing to lose and still fight, what would it be? Whether it's power, defense, footwork, what's the one skill you'd give up and still be a fighter?
Power.
Really? Why power though? Do you feel like you could just go out and outpoint people with the rest of your skills, or you could beat them and hit them enough and wear them down enough to where you don't need that one punch knockout power?
If I got like all the skills in the world, I got speed, I got everything else, I probably could hit you and move around all day and still beat you just because I got the IQ to do it. So I probably give up power, but I wouldn't want to give up nothing. Like, I wouldn't want to give up anything.
That was going to be my answer for you. You don't have to give up nothing. Tell Bud, chill out. We usually ask our guests, what's their biggest pivot in life? The moment in life that helped you become the person you are. But I think you've already told us with Rio, you learn to be humble, refocus, and develop a mental toughness. And you mentioned your daughter. So I won't ask you that, but I will ask you this. Your 3-boxer hit list, like who would you like to fight?
I think there's like one fight that I really want to fight. One fighter out there that I think would be the biggest fight, and I think that we should make it happen. I think Tank. I think that's like the biggest and best fight in the world. They gonna tell you that I ain't do enough. I haven't fought nobody or whatever they gonna tell you. But honestly, I'm just ready for the moment.
Right.
Can that fight get made while you're on Top Rank?
I think anything is possible. I think Tyson Fury was with Top Rank when Wilder fought him. Okay. I think Bud was with Top Rank when he fought Sean Porter. I think that anything is possible, but like I said, my contract over next year. So once my contract over, I'll be available. Yeah. It's all on Tank to say that he want to fight me in.
Is that what boxing need? Going back to Roy Jones' statement where he said the best should fight the best. Does boxing need to see that?
I think boxing been seeing it lately. I think lately we've been getting a lot of the best fighting the best fights, and yeah, I think that's what it needs. I think that's keeping the sport relevant. I think that's keeping the sport alive. So I just can't wait for my opportunity. Like, I'm waiting on my opportunity to get in that big fight and get in front of the world and be able to show the world who I truly am.
You know, in November, you have an opportunity to, again, put your stamp on the boxing world. And anytime I've got an opportunity to see you fight, it's just such a high level of skill, a high level of confidence. And, you know, I get, okay, the Frank Martin fight's not made. Everybody was excited about it. Now it's Edwin de Los Santos, and this is a fighter in his last 3 fights. He's been impressive. And you know how it is. They're going to come up and say, okay, this is the one that's going to beat Shakur. He's fighting well. When you look at this fight, what sort of statement do you feel like you need to make on that night?
I need them to know that I'm here. This will be my second fight at 135. I want the world to understand, like, I'm that guy. I'm the best. I want to prove that I'm the best fighter in the division. So Edwin de Los Santos, I'm not taking nothing away from him. He's a great fighter. I know he's going to come well prepared. But at the end of the day, he got to stand across from me. And when he stand across from me, he better be fully prepared, because I'm training my ass off for this dude. I'm not playing with this dude. I'm not taking him lightly. I think to me, this is the biggest fight of my career, just because of the fact that now it's a lot of eyes on me. So let's show them.
But you know what it is too, though. Like, when you start, like, you keep talking about SS, right?
Yeah.
I got the best business. I got the best brand. Like, when you see me out there, you know what it is. I'm the top dog. Well, the way boxing works is, it's not just about winning. It's about how you win.
For sure.
You know, you can win a fight like Devin Haney against Lomachenko, and everybody takes a step back from what they thought was great about you. So going into a fight with Edwin, after some fights haven't been made, you saying you want to fight with Tank Davis, you saying you want to fight with Devin Haney, don't you feel you have to dominate Edwin? Like, you got to go out and show that I am levels and levels above this fighter?
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, that comes with this. This the pressure I put on myself. I feel pressure either busts pipes or it makes diamonds. That moment not gonna scare me. Like, I'm not scared. I'm here. Yeah. I hope everybody is tuned in. I hope everybody is watching. The more people watching is the more I'm gonna be turned up. I enjoy it. I like the pressure. Put the pressure on me. Let's make it happen. Like, I ain't tripping. I'm training my ass off once again. I believe in myself. And come on, pull y'all notebooks out and judge me. Let's see what y'all got to say.
You on Thursday night now. People ain't gonna watch the Bengals to watch you fight?
Man, Thursday night is a great night for me, man.
But bro, do you know you hold it down for us light-skinned fellas?
What?
You gotta hold it down for us light-skinned fellas.
That boy ain't light-skinned?
He's not light-skinned?
No, Channing.
He's red!
Channing.
That, me and him, bro. Bro,
Channing.
listen,
He just got nice hair.
Obama, who else?
There's about 4 of y'all.
Bro, you gotta hold it down for us
Steph Curry.
Yeah. Bro, you gotta hold it down for us light-skinned dudes, because they fighting now. We fighting now. We in a battle nobody know we in.
Yeah. Like I said, pull y'all notebooks out. I'm ready. Judge me. I'm here.
Man, I just love your mindset, bro. And I just want to wish you the best. I ain't got shit else to say.
Thank you.
I'm
I
always
appreciate
rooting
it.
for you. It's funny to me to see you on social media, in the back, just waiting for your shot.
Yeah.
And I fucking love that, man. Yeah. Keep it up, bro.
Hey, before the show end though, when y'all talk to Bud, ask Bud who his favorite boxer is.
I will do so. But I do have one last question, though.
I got you.
And I thought Freddie T was going to ask it, but we like to get this because the show is The Pivot.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about the different ways or the different things that have happened in our guests' lives that either motivated them to be better, that made them change certain things in their lives, or sent their lives in a trajectory that helped them get to this point. So my question would be, what was your biggest pivot? Whether it's the you know, whether it's Rio, whether it's deciding to box, having a baby, whatever it is, what do you think's been the biggest pivot in your life that's helped you be focused the way you are now?
I think Rio for sure was the biggest pivot. Like I said, I hate losing. Like losing is like one of the worst things in the world for me. Coming up, y'all done seen me cry and all that. Like everybody done seen me. I put my flaws on my sleeve. Like I'm not running away from my flaws. So I think that Olympic moment woke me up. Like it woke up a monster. I think that now everybody who got to deal with me is in for it. So just be prepared. I'm ready to show everybody.
I love it, man. Listen, man, early November, man, we look forward to watching you do what you've always done. Watching you do what you have a passion for. And I think as an athlete or a former athlete, because I can't do nothing no more, when I get to see somebody, though, living in their purpose, man, living in their passion, and taking it seriously with the discipline that you do, like those are the things I love. Those are the people I love to see succeed, bro. We appreciate you sitting down with us. And hopefully, when the big fight comes again, after you win this big fight and you get a bigger one, we sit down and chop it up about
We
that.
there.
So, appreciate you, bro.
We there, man.
Yes,
I need some tickets. Oh, love, brother.
Hey,
For sure, bro.
top rate for ESPN, I got you.
Oh, yeah.
Man, get up.
need tickets.
Top rate
I'm
ESPN, I got you for that.
I can't buy these chains.
Hold up, limitless. Take a stomach, got a pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Limitless. Take a stomach, got a pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up.